Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from the market site with Ian Rosen. He is the CEO of StockTwits, and we're here to discuss community-driven investing and trading in honor of Financial Literacy Month. Ian, it's so great to have you with me at Market Site. Now, let's learn more about StockTwits. What was the genesis behind this?
Sure. So StockTwits is the largest social network for investing and trading. We have 2 million registered users with really high engagement. The genesis was back in 2008, so 11 years ago now, and obviously 2008 was the height of the financial crisis. There were a lot of people that were looking at the so-called experts and saying, you know what, I was trusting the traditional financial community, and then they didn't know everything they needed to know. I'd like to learn from my peers, I want to learn from others, and StockTwits was created as a place for people to have a very productive, healthy, social conversation around investing so people could learn from each other.
All right, now can you integrate other platforms onto StockTwits?
So for about a year and a half, we integrated other trading platforms. We had 5 brokerages connected to StockTwits. During that time, we actually connected $1.3 billion of assets to our platform. There are other platforms where our content will go out to those platforms, but we've actually cut off all those brokerage relationships as we've launched our own trading app.
Oh, so you can actually, so let's say you have an idea within, let's say, one of the trading rooms on StockTwits, you can point and click or trade directly from there.
So we just announced last week that we have been approved as a broker-dealer, and we launched a trading, it's called the Trade app, because we want to be clear about exactly what we're doing. And yes, it's very well integrated into the StockTwits platform, so the logical next step for most of our community when they're discussing investing ideas is that they can actually take an action and buy and sell stock, but to do it in a way that's coincident with why they're on StockTwits in the first place, which is to have fun while learning how to invest.
It's almost like being on a virtual trading desk. We have constant ideas and trying to fish, instead of trying to fish for them yourself.
That's right. So we have 200,000 messages that go through our platform every single day, and those are people that are discussing with each other companies and markets and trade ideas and stocks and ETFs and what's fun and interesting and what did Elon Musk do and what happened with Tesla and whether Spotify earnings are good or bad, and it's a very unfiltered view. And yeah, it feels a little bit like a trading floor where there's just a constant discussion and idea bouncing going on.
It really is quite incredible, the tools that are available for retail investors and you know, more high frequency trading investors as well. Did you expect FinTwit to take off the way it has, that community driven investing would be as big and as robust as it is today?
Absolutely, because the way people make decisions in general, not just in finance, is much more social based and discovery based, whether that's buying a product off of Amazon or finding a movie on Netflix or Spotify or anything. So the idea that you're going to learn from what other people in your situation are doing is very consistent and common across every product and every market. Investing is particularly interesting because it's not a zero-sum game at the levels that a retail trader is operating, and for them to be able to learn from each other and to discuss, it's just a very natural thing. Also, it's exciting and it's fun, and markets are stories, and what's happening is something you want. Can you believe this just happened, and this guy completely screwed over his company, or this earnings just totally popped in a way we didn't expect, and people want to share the good and the bad with each other, and they do that on our platform.
Right, it's going to be really interesting to see how this evolves too over the next 3, 5, 10 years as well, since data is becoming a bigger conversation too when it comes to making investment decisions.
That's right, yeah, so we learn, our community learns from each other in a very one-on-one type basis or one-to-many type basis, but we can also, as a platform, help them learn from all of themselves. So we know, what is hot, what has high sentiment among the retail community. Often we'll be cited in various press on that metric. What are the things that are driving the conversation before even the traditional journalists and financial media community will get to that, or has a chance to be filtered by institutional traders or other people that are driving markets. So we are a particular view and an early view as to what an unfiltered view of what's happening in a company or market is.
All right, Ian, thank you so much for joining us at Market Site.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.